Yo, what's good, people? We back at it for another episode of What's the Word with LJ Mental Podcast. As always, I'm your host with the most, LJ. Yeah, man. Yo, do y'all want to see a dead body? If you answer yeah, then I had to reference a line from the movie Boys in the Hood because yeah, um, rest in peace to Dipset. Um, they had a great run when they did uh, late early 2000s to about 2007 8. They came back out in 2021 last night to get slaughtered by the Lox. But no, in all seriousness, um, yeah, it was the Lox. Yeah, they did their thing last night. And like I said before, this versus battle last night, that the Lox was gonna win, and it's really not even close. This kind of really isn't. When you really think about it, like yeah, it's great for this for real hip hop heads. It's great for just hip hop period. And this whole versus is taking over. It started during the pandemic, and now they got it in live venues now where people are going to attendance, and they had it in Madison Square Garden last night, which is epic. Like it was a big crowd there, and apparently they about to go on tour, Lox and Dipset, which is very dope. But yeah, that was dope last night. But this really isn't even like a battle. It's kind of not even fair, really. Like, cause the Lox is just on a whole different level when it comes to not just them seeing, but they got the hits, they got the street anthems, they got the records for they got a few records for the females, they got a few club. They don't got a lot of club records, but they got a few of them enough that still bang to this day. Like I've still like whenever I've gone out, I still hear Money, Power, Respect here and there. I still hear all about the Benjamins. And I don't really hear Dipset anymore. I used to, but it's been a very long time. Not the shit on Dipset because I'm a fan of them. Like I was telling people, I love both, but I'm like, it's really not even close. And I got my own because I think versus when they do these, it's 20 records versus 20 records, 20 hits, whatever you're gonna play. And I got my own playlist together. It's the first time I did that for any of these verses. I got my own 20 together. I feel like I know they both of their catalogs pretty well. So yeah, I went and got my own playlist together. Both. I actually got it on Spotify right now. But yeah, I got my own Lox Vs Dipset playlist. And even though I already knew their catalogs already, a few records I forgot about, and I was wondering how similar it would be to the actual verses. I didn't know if they was gonna play solo records, and Dipset actually played a lot of solo joints. But mine, I tried to keep it mostly like group records, where it's all of them together. Um, and I got like a few towards the end of my playlist where I got solos for each. I got a Jada Kiss record, I got a Cam record, I got a Styles record, got Jim Jones, Chic, and Jewels like back to back to back. I think that's the last 6 songs. It's them three back to back to back to back. The rest is all group records. So it's a little different from my playlist what they actually had last night. But they did have a lot of records uh like they had Benjamins, like I said, they had they had Jewels, the Santana Town, they had Cam Oh Boy. That's that's a Cam record, it had Jewels on it. I'm surprised I didn't hear Get Up Daddy remix of Killing Season album. I'm really surprised I didn't hear it. I put that on my playlist. But that was a huge record. I'm surprised I didn't hear that last night. Uh, they played Styles, Good Times. Yeah, I wasn't sure. And what that taught me too last night is the Lox is better Then Dipset at working as like a unit, but they could also work apart. More so Jadakiss' styles, like, cause Sheik don't really put out a lot of solo projects. He more is working with the Lox more so. But Styles and Jada can do both, and they show clearly like they work as a unit. Um, and Dipset was trying to come and say like, all right, what we gonna do? Like they was panicking. Like I think that was Cam kept saying y'all panicking, but it was really Dipset that was panicking. Like oh shit. Jewels, I think, was getting a little upset. It looked like towards the and like this versus last night, like is and like oh, I tell y'all my word of the week. My bad. My word of the week is legendary, and it's because of this battle last night. It was a legendary battle, but it really wasn't close. But now back to what I was talking about this battle. So yeah, the Lox is better at working as a unit. I feel like because they got a lot of albums together, but they also got albums apart. They got mixtapes. Obviously, Jada got mixtapes. They got D Block mix because they go by D Block also. But and I heard a few mixtape songs. I'm like, they open up mixtapes. This is way over. Cause yeah, I mean it's already over because the Lox is better. But they open the mixtape bag. You might as well just Dipset might as well just give up now. But Cam, I think on the Dipset side, did the best. And it's not just about the records they played. It's about the performance. It's just like if you're going on stage, because people showing up now. It's like if people buy their tickets, they want to see a great performance. And it's not just because I had a lot of people I know was saying that, oh, Dipset got way more hits and is you tripping? I'm like, nah, bruh. First of all, Dipset don't have more hits. You could say, oh, they got club records. I mean, I haven't heard a record from them like going out in a long time. But yeah, I think yeah, and also yeah, they had a great run during that time period, like the early 2000s. Like Dipset was on for sure, and like that, I rock with their music. And I heard people saying, "Oh, why J.R. Writer?" And J.R. Writer is actually not even a part of Dipset anymore. Like, he left them a long time ago. And honestly, like J.R. Writer wouldn't have been able to save them because, I mean, a lot of people, if you want to call, because people like to say, "Oh, the casual fans." I use that in quotations. The casual fans, that's not true hip hop or hip hop heads, know Dipset more, but a lot of them I don't think would know J.R. Writer like that. Cause I mean, he was never really seen a lot in their videos. I mean, he got a few songs, but a lot of his stuff was underground. Like I remember the Writer's Block mixtapes. I remember that time period really well. And J.R. Writer wasn't like one of the heavy hitters for them, for real. They had the heavy hitters there last night. And Freaky, he was getting on my nerves with that dancing. I'm like, bro, what the hell are you doing? Like, go sit your ass down somewhere. Because you're not really rapping no records. You're not helping. You actually making it worse for Dipset. I'm like, this nigga need to go sit down somewhere. But, but yeah, it was ugly last night for Dipset. I'm sorry. It was a great performance last night for Madison Square Garden. It's not just about the record you play. It's about the performance. And out of everybody, Jadakiss delivered. It's on that end. He stole the show. He was the star of the show for sure. Cam was kind of the star for Dipset. He was funny last night, which I thought he would be. Some of the shit talking he was doing. But Jadakiss stole the show. Like, he kept mocking them, saying, oh, they lip syncing, this is hip hop. Like, why y'all lip syncing? Like, y'all don't even remember y'all lines and all that. He was coming for their head and saying, like, we crushing them, we killing them. And Jewels tried to clown, say like, "Oh, you ain't got no records for the females. Y'all don't like girls." And then Jada could like, hold up. Put out Ride or Die Bitch. Put out Knock Yourself Out. I mean, that was mostly Jada records. But yeah, it's not close, man. Cause they got the street anthems. They got the club records. They do got a few records for the females. A lot of their music make you want to beat people up, but that's why I listen to the Lox when I'm like in the gym or I'm riding somewhere. Cause that's the type of music they got. Like, they got good music to get you ready in the gym. They do. I actually listened to my Lox Vs Dipset playlist while working out a lot last week, and while I was driving around, just to see, like, just to give it a fair assessment. Even though I grew up probably a Lox fan more, I tried to make it fair. Like, okay, let me get 20 together. And even though the actual verses looked a little different from my playlist, it still had a lot of the records. I'm like, okay, they're gonna play this, they're gonna play that. Um, but yeah, but yeah, I think it. A lot of people thought, even people that initially said Dipset was gonna win, it was like, oh damn, Dipset are getting slaughtered, and it was never really close. Jadakiss was the star of the show, and he stole the show for sure. Styles P did his thing too, legit. Um, it's funny because before the battle, Jim Jones and Styles from Dips and the Lox was doing most of the shit talking before the actual battle. Jadakiss didn't say nothing. Like he ain't say nothing on that front. Like he was doing his own thing, trying to sign artists, doing this. Not, and Styles and everybody else is doing their thing too. Not to knock them at all. That's not what I'm doing. But it's funny that Jada didn't say nothing the whole time. The day of the actual battle, Jadakiss stole the show. Like that's funny. The guys that was doing most of the talking before the battle didn't do a whole lot of talking. But the guy that did no talking the day of it stole the fucking show. That's funny how that works. It goes back to one of those sayings that I guess the dude that talked the least, he really the one you ain't trying to fuck with. That's an old saying that the quiet, because I don't think Jadakiss is a quiet nigga, but the dude who do the least talking is the one you gotta worry about the most. And Jada before the battle, he ain't do no talking at all. But yeah, it was great for hip hop going forward, and Timbaland and Swiss Beats, they started something great, legendary, and now they can do it at live venues. Now that stuff opening back up, it's incredible. But yeah, I was surprised to hear. I was surprised I didn't hear certain records being played. The Lox mostly played what I thought they was gonna play, except when Cam dropped "Welcome to New York City." I didn't know he was gonna come with the "I'm from New York, New York," the record with him, Fat Joe, Ja Rule. I heard that. I'm like, no, Jada didn't pull that. No, he didn't do it. Cause I'm like, oh man, yeah. That was funny. Jada like I could have been at home watching TV. Y'all woke me up for this. Like, come on, what are we doing here? The fight is fixed. Like, yeah. He stole the fucking show. Jadakiss stole the show, which I'm not surprised at. I mean, it's not just New York. It's just these particular artists from New York. I knew I was gonna get a great performance. I was kind of surprised I didn't get more energy from Dipset, but overall it wouldn't help because the Lox overall, just being real, they better. Especially Jadakiss. A lot of people say that Jadakiss was really, he bodied them all by himself. Like, which you could make the case he did. But no, it was the Lox too. Chic definitely had the energy there and the records playing, but Styles did as well. A few things I was disappointed about. Like, for one, that when the Lox played Wild Out, I wanted to hear. I was like, please let Styles verse play, because to me Styles P had the best verse in that song. I I pray to Allah, but I'm too foul to go to the mosque. And if it's beef, I'ma murder you and know that it's squash. Holiday style, screw niggas far as they rap. Like, it's, yeah. I'm not a Muslim, by the way, but I was just rapping like what Styles says on there. But yeah, he had the best verse in that song, I Wanted to Hear Rock. And also when Cam played that Rock, I think it's called Rock Just Fire record. I knew it probably wasn't gonna happen, but I'm like, yo, that would have been so dope if Beanie Siegel came out of nowhere to perform his verse. As soon as Cam done, just here is something you can't understand. How I could just kill a man for Killer Cam. That would have been fire as hell. If Siegel just came out of nowhere and just started performing his verse. I'm like, I didn't think that was gonna happen and it didn't. But I'm like, man, that would have been so fire if they did that when that played. But yeah, it was a great battle. The Lox, especially Jadakiss, stole the show, and Styles did too. But it was never really close, and I knew that. I tried to tell y'all, man. I tried to tell y'all, but yeah, it's man, I still love Dipset. I joked last night saying that that Dipset would have had a better chance against them franchise boys. My homie's like, yo, that's low, man. But nah, I was just joking because Dipset is obviously way better than that. Dipset is legendary, but I'm like, it's just to show you that it's not close. And you could tell when Jewels was getting upset. He's like, yo, that shit was wet, man. That shit was garbage. It's like the kids that's have a ribbon contest. And people don't seem like they have ribbon contests no more because this era is so damn sensitive. But yeah, back in the day when you have ribbon contests, and it's like the dude, the one kid, he ain't had nothing else to come back, so he just started getting mad as hell, like, yo, fuck y'all, man, fuck y'all, man, like that shit was whack, that wasn't no good joke. That's basically what Jewels was like last night when the Lox was slaughtering them, like, it was bad, bro, like, for them. No, it was a great night for everybody, but yeah, it was bad for them. It was some legendary shit last night. Jadakiss' performance, probably one of the greatest things that happened in Madison Square Garden ever. But yeah, and it goes to show you, maybe the so-called casuals that don't really know hip hop like that know that Jadakiss is one of the greatest MCs of all time. I already knew that, cause I'm a hip hop head for real. Like I've been trying to tell people that Jadakiss is fire. But yeah, I think a lot of it opened up a lot of more eyes too. That's what I think a lot of these verses too, for people that's been veterans or legends, whatever, icons, whatever you want to call them, that's done these verses. It opens people's eyes to say, oh man, I didn't know these people were this great. But yeah, and two versus battles with Jadakiss, it goes to show you his catalog is deep. Like he already beat Fabulous last year. And he had another one with the Lox, and he performed some of his own records along with the Lox. This is going to show you his catalog is deep. I was surprised at some of the records I didn't hear, surprised at some of the records I did hear. Like, I didn't think I was going to hear the Locked Up, the Akon feature. I didn't think I was going to hear the Ja Rule record, I'm From New York. I didn't think I was going to hear that Cam record, Rock We Fire. But overall, it was great. Legendary. The Lox won by a landslide, just like I thought they would. But overall, it was great. And I was just joking about Dipset having a better chance against them franchise boys. They way better than that. But when it comes to the Lox, they just different, man. They just different, bro. It was never gonna be close. I don't know what y'all thought, man, but nah, bro. That ain't it. Alright, now on to the next thing. I spent majority of the time talking about that, so I just gotta touch on this real quick. I want to talk about this potential / threat of a move to the Buffalo Bills to Austin, Texas. I saw that this week and I'm like, what? I think it was first reported a few weeks ago, but I didn't hear about it till this week. Uh, it's interesting. The last few years, the last 5 years, we've had 3 NFL teams move. That's mostly been on the West Coast. We had the St. Louis Rams moved back to LA because they left Los Angeles in '94, came back in 2016 and moved back to LA. We had the Raiders move. What was it, last year, 2 years ago, something like that. To We had the Oakland Raiders move to Las Vegas. Yeah, some people said, oh, they should have went back to LA, but I don't think it was that much of a controversial move because a lot of people from California go to Las Vegas anyway. So I don't think that was a controversial move. And they need to get a Super Bowl in Vegas, man. I was looking at the Super Bowl schedule the next few years. That's very surprising. They don't have a Super Bowl set up there. Like Super Bowl in Sin City? Come on, man. Y'all need to get it together, NFL. Like, y'all know that would be incredible to have a Super Bowl out there. But yeah, so we had them two teams, Rams, Raiders, and the Chargers basically moved an hour and a half up the 5 highway. They basically moved an hour from San Diego to LA. If you know the West Coast or know LA, you know what highway I'm talking about. Some people that listen might not know, but yeah, they basically moved an hour and a half up north to LA. But yeah, and now potentially a 14 this time on the east, all the way down to the south. And yeah, I don't know how. First of all, I don't know how real that is. I think the Pagulas were talking about it, the owners of the Bills. I'm from Buffalo. I live in LA now, but yeah, I'm from Buffalo. I'm not a Buffalo Bills fan, but just the thought of them leaving to go to that, I really hate the sound of that. And I know Bills Mafia in Buffalo is very strong. Some fan bases are not that strong, so it would make sense for some of them to move. Yeah, Bills is not one of them teams like that. The Bills fans are there. The Bills Mafia is something serious. Like, yeah, that I think Bills fans would probably riot if that happened. Like, yeah, Pagula's tripping if they think that move is gonna work. They trying to build another stadium in Orchard Park, which is like a half hour outside of Buffalo, like in an area where there's really like nothing there. I don't know why they don't just move the damn stadium downtown Buffalo. There's room there. Like, it's not like in New York City where you can't put the giant stadium in New York because there ain't no damn room. There's room in downtown Buffalo for that stadium. There's definitely room there. I don't know why they don't just move it downtown. Like, I don't get it. You got enough attractions there. You got the canal side. You got casino. Like, they building that. So I don't get why they don't move it downtown. It would make sense rather than just having it out in that damn what's bubblefuck, which basically means the middle of nowhere, so to speak. In Orchard Park, they need to move it downtown, but instead they're doing that. They're thinking about possibly. I heard when I read the article and headlines about it. At first I read it because I'm not one of the people that read headlines. I like to read articles too, just to see information. I don't like to go by headlines because it's very irrational I think, to form a thought or opinion by just reading a headline. I'd like to dig a little deeper and read the actual article. Yeah, I heard it possibly use the word threat. So I don't know what they mean by that. They're trying to threaten, I don't know, the state of New York to get the funding or tax money to move the state or get a different stadium. He said like, oh, Austin would be a great move because they have the money to do it. But yeah, that's not gonna fly with Bills fans, man. Moving them to Austin, Texas, they would definitely have to change the name. Austin Bills sounds horrible. But yeah, that sounds awful. They better not do that shit. I don't know why they don't move the damn stadium downtown. It would make the most sense rather than have it out in the fucking West Bubblefucker. I know some people that's lived in Buffalo their whole lives have never been to a Bills game because it's way out there. Uh, it would make sense to move it. I don't get why they don't move it downtown. You have the space. Like if I understand, like okay, you're trying to get the funding, the money to build a stadium, but why have another one in Orchard Park? That's stupid. Move the shit downtown. As far as the move to Austin, Texas, please don't do it. That's a horrible move. Like I said, I'm not a Bills fan, but I respect the Bills. I would love to see my hometown win a Super Bowl one day, um, and I don't mind seeing them good because they're actually a real threat now to the league. They're a really good team now. But yeah, I hope they don't move them. That's a really bad idea. But I just had to get that off my chest real quick. So last thing I'm gonna talk about before I get up out of here is I wanted to talk about. I love to talk about a good conspiracy theory if it got legs, so to speak. If it got legs, I don't mind talking about conspiracy theories. This is more of like I don't know what you want to call it. I guess it could be conspiracies. I'm talking about astrology, and zodiac signs, right? I don't believe in zodiac signs. Um, there's three people that asked me this past weekend, like, oh, what's your sign? The conversation came up to like, oh, what's your sign? And it's just really another way to judge you. I told them, oh yeah, Libra, but I don't claim it because I don't believe in zodiac signs. They were like, oh my god, what are you talking about? Like, and it just really doesn't make sense. I was doing research on it. It was created by some white guy 2,000 years ago because all the stars were aligned. Is a deeper definition than that, but that basically kind of sums it up. In the horoscopes and the characteristics of these, and people have prejudgments about you and they don't even know you. Like even this one person said, I told him like, oh men Libras in October. That's very specific. Men Libras in October ain't shit or this or that and or these things. I'm like, okay, but you don't know me. You don't know anything about me. You just got a pre-judged notion on your past experiences of people or men or whatever born in that month or whatever. It just makes no sense at all. Like it's another way to judge people and it's putting people in a box. Don't put me in no damn box. To say like all these people are not directly the same, but have a lot of the same characteristics, and you basically predicting like certain things like oh that's why the way you are you're a Gemini or Libra or Cancer this or that, and like it's really dumb, it's stupid to me, it makes literally no sense, and people take it to heart and very passionate about it. Not me. I think it's ridiculous. Yeah, I don't believe in it. I've had quite a few conversations with people over the years about this, but yeah, hasn't changed my mind. I've looked it up, read a little bit about it. I'm gonna probably do some more reading about it. I haven't in a while, but I'm probably gonna read up on it again. But yeah, it literally makes no sense to me. And people try and compare that to like religion or your beliefs, but it's not. They're not similar at all. And if you actually know the Bible or whatever Quran, it's actually not godly at all to believe in astrology. There's something two separate things. But yeah, we can get deeper into that maybe another day. So yeah, that's gonna be it for me. Today, yeah. So yeah, stay hustling, stay safe, and I'm out.